Hey, what's going on, YouTube family? This your man Pristine back with another video. Okay, so Apple fanboys and fangirls, look, put your seatbelts on because I'm about to take y'all for a little journey. You know what I'm saying? This is the video explaining why some may consider the Bold N1 to be a better device overall than the all-new iPhone 11. All right, I'm going to give you all the reasons why some may consider the Bold N1 to be considered better than the iPhone 11. All right, now shout out to my boy Dre and Ed, my brothers, my team. They was like, "Yo, Pristine, you sure you want to do this, man? You know what I'm saying? You're not tripping of all that backlash that you may get from all the hundreds of millions and Apple fanboys and fangirls." And I was like, "Man, yo, I'm like Bone Crusher with this thing, man. I ain't never scared." You know what I'm saying? All you young bucks out there, if you don't know who Bone Crusher is, Google it. He was a one-hit wonder, had a cut called Never Scared. It'll get you turned up. All right, let's do this. All right, y'all, here we go. Okay, so I've got 11 reasons as to why a lot of people would consider the Bold N1 to be an overall better device than the iPhone 11. All right, now I like both of these devices. I personally am not sitting here saying that one is better than the other one. You know, I'm enjoying the Bold N1 and I'm definitely enjoying my iPhone 11. I think they're both great phones, but there definitely are some differences. And so I can understand the rationale behind why some folks may feel as though the N1 is better than the iPhone 11. All right. And so after just kind of, going down the spec sheet for both of them, comparing all the features and functions and everything and conjuring up my list, this is what I was able to come up with. Okay. So I'm curious to know down in the comment section below after you guys watch this video, what you guys think and what you guys have to say about this. All right. All right, let's go. So first off, reason number one, the all-screen design. Now, as you can see here, the Bold N1 has a 6.4 inch display. You know what I mean? And it's got that all-screen design. Now, if you look at the iPhone 11 here, we are still rocking the notch. And a lot of people feel as though that notch is so yesteryear. Also, the screen is a little bit smaller. On the iPhone 11 here, we've got a 6.1 inch display. Okay, so that's reason number one right there. Okay, the full screen design, very 2019-ish, heading on into 2020. Okay, the notch, it's kind of played out. It's a dated technology. It's like, come on, Apple, you know what I mean? And I was under the impression that we were going to get something to this effect from iPhone this year before the iPhone 11, the 11 Pro, and the 11 Pro Max was unveiled. But to no avail, it's the same dimensions as it was last year and the same overall design that we got from the iPhone 10 when that initially came out a couple of years back. So, again, this is just one of those reasons why, a lot of people feel as though Apple is like behind the curve as far as innovation and so forth, because they do the same things over and over again. And there's these little minor incremental upgrades, and then they just expect for people to go nuts over them. And people do. They've got a major fan base. And so I really feel like no matter what Apple puts out, even if it's not really up to code with what a lot of the competition is doing, they're still going to sell and do well because it's Apple. But me personally, I have to say that the Bold N1 definitely one-ups the iPhone with the overall design. All right. Now, reason number two. So again, with speaking about the notch here and being future-proofed and very, 2019-ish and moving forward, with the all-screen design, we're seeing phone companies and manufacturers, OEMs, doing new and innovative things with the front-facing camera to give us this full-screen design. It's interesting how, companies, they have our best interest in mind because they know that we want nothing more than a full-screen display to not have anything obscuring our vision, whether it be a notch or a little punch hole, you know what I mean, a little cutout in the screen that can, a lot of times be a major interference with us viewing our media content. Okay, so what Bold decided to do was they were like, we're going to go ahead and we're going to give you a pop-up camera, okay, as opposed to the iPhone camera that is still just right here within the notch. Okay, so again, for the sake of future proofing and having an all-screen display with the digital, or the motorized pop-up front-facing camera, man, I gotta give that to the Bold N1. You know what I mean? Like I said, data technology here. It would have been nice to have seen Apple, you know what I mean, take the risk and do away with the notch, and find another clever way of where they can put the front-facing camera, just to kind of give us something to look forward to, something new. You know what I mean? So to me, that's another reason why the N1 one-ups the iPhone 11. Okay, now number 3, and a lot of you guys may consider this to be quite a shocker, but it's no shock to me because this is just what Apple does. Now, again, as I mentioned, the 2 screen displays. On the Bold N1, we've got a 6.4 inch display. On the iPhone 11, we've got a 6.1 inch display. Okay, now the Bold has a 1080 by 2340 AMOLED display. AMOLED display, ladies and gentlemen. The iPhone has a 6.1 inch 828 by 1792 resolution LCD IPS panel. Okay, and so I know a lot of people have been arguing, okay, well, man, I mean, on the iPhone 11, how come Apple couldn't just give us a full 1080p display? You know what I mean? And now I know a lot of people, they make a big deal about it. The display does not look bad at all, ladies and gentlemen. It is gorgeous. And I mean, when you've got the iPhone 11 side by side with the iPhone 11 Pro and the Pro Max, you really can't tell the difference. It doesn't matter if you turn the brightness all the way up or have the brightness halfway or have the brightness dim. The screens look the same. Now, are they different technologies? Absolutely. Yes, they are. Because the iPhone 11 Pro and the Pro Max, those are OLED displays. You know what I mean? But again, this is another situation where the iPhone gets topped by the Bold N1 because, like I said, the Bold N1 is a 1080p by 2340 AMOLED panel, as opposed to the 828 by 1792 IPS LCD. I gotta give it to the Bold N1. And then the other thing, really quickly too, I know that Apple was talking about how the iPhone 11 tops out at 625 nits. Well, ladies and gentlemen, and that's a good thing. I mean, the phone will get plenty bright, so you should not have any problems viewing this phone out in any kinds of conditions. But if we go to display, okay, now look at where the brightness slider is on the iPhone. Okay, zoom in a little bit. The brightness slider right there, that's got to be maybe 30, 35, maybe close to 40%. Now, if we go to display and go to brightness level on the Bold N1, this phone gets really bright. It gets surprisingly bright. I'm not exactly sure what the nits top out at, but you see that? This phone is at 20% right now, ladies and gentlemen. And it is brighter. Okay, we'll go back to the desktop. At 20%, the N1 is brighter than the iPhone 11 at the iPhone 11's 35 or 40%. You know what I mean? Now, I'm not sure if that's, just accredited to the difference in screen resolution, or if in fact the Bold N1 just gets way brighter than the iPhone 11. And so again, I mean, when you talk about like screen brightness and being able to view your content and view your screen in various types of conditions, whether it be lighting or it's just really bright outside, you're in a well-lit area and the reflections from light or the sunlight is reflecting off of your phone, I feel like the Bold N1 is probably going to give you a better chance of being able to view your content under those types of circumstances, just because I just proved, again, the screen here is brighter on the AMOLED panel at 20% than it is at 35 or 40% on the IPS LCD panel. Gotta give that to the Bold N1, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Now, reason number 4. If we take a look at the bottom of these devices, you will see that the Bold N1 on the left has a Type-C port, and you will see on the bottom of the iPhone 11, we've got that same old, boring, slow as a slug charging Lightning port. Okay? Now, there's no excuse for this, Apple. There's no excuse for this. The Lightning port should have been replaced long ago. Okay? Long ago. And then to add, the Bold N1 has a Type-C port. So it's more future-proof. You're going to be able to transfer data and things much faster than you are going to do it on the iPhone, because the iPhone just, again, has that slow as a slug Lightning port. Apple, please, Type-C all the things. Like, I can't understand what the problem is. Now, here's insult to injury, and here's reason number 5 that the Bold N1 can be considered better. The Bold N1 has an 18-watt fast charger that comes in the box with it. It's included in the box, as opposed to, I think it's the 5-watt Lightning connector that comes in with the iPhone 11. And then to add more insult to injury, the iPhone 11, if you get the Pro or the Pro Max, which is a significant price hike over this particular iPhone 11, only then is when you get, I believe it's either a 15 or an 18 watt fast wall brick that is Type-C that connects to your Lightning port so that you can fast charge your iPhone. But if you want to get that for the iPhone 11, you have to buy it as a separate accessory. Well, the Bold N1, the Type-C port with an 18 watt fast charger comes in the box. So, I mean, that blows my mind, ladies and gentlemen. But again, I got to give that to the Bold N1. All right. Now, reason number 6, the Bold N1 has 128 gigs of onboard storage that comes on the device. And it has an SD card slot for memory expansion. Well, the iPhone 11 here, which is significantly more expensive than the Bold N1, only comes with 64 gigs, and there is no SD card slot for memory expansion. And when you start talking about the actual amount of gigage that you're getting fresh out of the box, not including the pre-installed applications that also take up gigabyte space, on your 64 gig iPhone, you're only getting like maybe 50.2 or like 52 or 50.1 gigabytes available for actual use fresh out of the box, as opposed to, on the Bold N1, you still got like 112 or something actual gigabytes to play with. But then, like I said, you do have an SD card slot to expand the memory on the Bold N1. This blows my mind, Apple. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna give you guys another mind-blowing statistic more toward the end of the video. Okay, so stay tuned. Let me say what I gotta say, and I'm gonna get out your way. I'm not gonna take too much more of your time. Okay, but this to me is crazy. All right, now the Bold N1. This is reason number 7. The Bold N1 has dual SIM slots. The iPhone 11 does not. You've got a single nano SIM for your iPhone 11. And so if you're the traveling type and you want to put dual SIMs in your device, if you've got the iPhone 11, you are assed out. If you have the Bold N1, you are in luck. Again, another reason why the N1 tops the iPhone 11. Now, reason number 8. The Bold N1 has a bigger battery, sitting at a cool 3,500 milliamps over the 3,110 milliamps that we have on the iPhone 11. Now, we know that the iPhone 11 is the successor to the iPhone XR, which the XR had exceptional battery life. Okay, it was definitely one of the battery champions of yesteryear. Okay, now Apple is claiming that because of the new A11 Bionic processor chip, that the iPhone 11 gets an hour longer battery life of usage than the iPhone XR, which is a good thing. Now, I'm not too sure if the Bold N1 has the endurance and the battery sustainability, even at 35 milliamps, which is a bigger cell than we see in the iPhone 11. That's yet to have been proven, but statistically, on paper, the Bold N1 does have a bigger cell than the iPhone 11. So that would lead me to believe that the Bold N1 would have just as good of battery life, if not better battery life, because let's not forget, ladies and gentlemen, the Bold N1 has the Helio, the MediaTek Helio P70 processor in it, which is one of their newest processors, and it's a very powerful and power efficient chipset, which is also going to help with excellent battery sustainability. So I gotta say, ladies and gentlemen, on paper, the Bold N1 may possibly take it on battery life as well. You know what I mean? So just based on what is shown on paper, and I'm just speaking about the statistics that we see on paper. Okay, 3,500 milliamps versus 3,110 milliamps. Bigger battery. All right. There's no reason for me to believe that the Bold N1 is not going to be able to hang with the big dog here in the battery life. It's got a bigger battery. Okay? So that's reason number 8. Now, reason number 9. When we talk about future proofing, okay, if we lock the Bold N1 and we unlock the Bold N1, we've got an optical under the display fingerprint sensor that is pretty quick. Now, that's some future proofing for, that's some future proofing for you. A lot of the most expensive devices that we're getting our hands on today that are, up in the, close to 1,000 or over 1,000, what type of technology do they have? They have under the display fingerprint sensors. Now, the iPhone 11, you don't have an under the display fingerprint sensor. The only way that you have to secure your device is the face unlock. Now, I don't really want to make a big deal about that, because I know when the iPhone X came out and Apple introduced that this was the way that they were going to go about securing their phones, it was a big deal because people were so, used to fingerprint sensors being on the rear of the device. And it was a new thing. But I think at this frame of the game in 2019, what's today? Today's Thursday, September 26th of 2019. A lot of people are used to that. And it's gotten to a point to where even a lot of the Android devices, especially with Android 9 Pie, touch gestures and just navigating your phone, and Face ID and all that, it's become more of a common thing to use to secure your device. But the interesting thing is the Bold N1, it does not have facial recognition at all whatsoever. All you have to unlock your phone is the under the display fingerprint sensor, or you can set up a passcode or a password or something like that. And so maybe a lot of you people that aren't really feeling the whole face unlock idea, on the Bold N1, you've got a fingerprint sensor and you've got an under the display optical fingerprint sensor. Okay, so just for the sake of future proofing, I gotta give that one to the Bold N1. It would be nice to see an under the display fingerprint sensor on the iPhone and have the facial recognition to give people an option. And I would have wanted to have seen facial recognition on the Bold N1 as well. But the fact of the matter is, for me personally, I always use the fingerprint sensor way more than I do facial recognition on most devices. You know what I mean? On the iPhone, I'm forced to do facial recognition because that's one of the only means that it gives you to secure your phone. You know what I mean? So the fingerprint sensor is the technology that I'm more so used to, and it's more the technology that I would use over facial recognition. If I had to choose between a fingerprint sensor or facial recognition, I would choose a fingerprint sensor every time. So again, the Bold tops the iPhone. Ladies and gentlemen, I mean, Apple fanboys and girls, this ain't really looking too good right now, yo. You know what I'm saying? All right, stick with me because I got a couple more to go. Now, reason number 10. Customizations. Now, as you can see, just for dramatic effect, I went ahead and downloaded the iPhone 11 wallpaper for the Bold N1 here, which the Bold N1 is an Android device made by Blue, which stands by Bold Like Us. And Bold is Blue's new sub-brand division, and they're now going to be making flagship devices, dropping them a couple of times a year with all the latest and greatest tech and design and all that at a very affordable price tag. You know what I mean? And so just in case some of you guys were wondering, okay, well, what is the Bold N1 and who makes this? It's made by Blue, which is also another US based company. They're based out of Miami, and they make their own products. They more so have been geared towards like mid-range and budget devices, but they have had some really nice flagship, affordable costing flagships, to be exact, that would... All right, my bad, y'all. Somebody came to the door, so I had to get that. All right, so back to what I was saying. Reason number 10, customizations. All right. Now, we know that, Android has... I feel like Android is the leader in innovation when it comes to mobile devices. And, I like the fact that they give us so many different things to customize. And so just being able to customize your device a little bit more than you can on the iPhone. And even little things with just, look at this, like just app placement. Right? Like, I'll zoom in on this just a bit. But like the app placement, ladies and gentlemen, like if you see, like a lot of you guys always hit me in the comments like, yo, Pristine, like what's your wallpaper? You know what I mean? Or what launcher is that? It's like, I never changed the launcher, but I've just got little crafty ways on just maneuvering my applications around. You know what I mean? Placing them on different pages, or, just to really appreciate a particular screensaver and not having it flooded out by a bunch of the apps. Like if you see on the iPhone here, like this is the same wallpaper, and I think that this is a pretty nice looking wallpaper. You know what I mean? But on the iPhone, you can't put the apps wherever you want to put them, so you can show off your wallpaper. Right? Now, if you lock the device and then tap the screen, I mean, you can show it off that way, I guess. You know what I'm saying? But when you're at your home screen desktop, you know what I mean? You are forced to have your applications in this particular view. You know what I mean? As opposed to Android, you can put your apps wherever you want to put your apps. All right. Now, if you guys notice, like these little squares, like my applications, they're squares. Like, I think that's a pretty cool look. You know what I mean? The N1 gives you the option to, change, how you want your app icons to look. I think there's like 6 or 7 different options that you can choose from. You know what I mean? Amongst other little things that you can do. You know what I mean? I like the fact that, when you scroll hard to the right, you've got your Google Now. And, it'd be nice on the iPhone to be able to do something like that. I understand that it's got like its little, it's just little bits and pieces of information. I'm not exactly sure what it's called, but you can just put like little things here just to kind of keep track of apps that you use on a regular basis, I guess. But it would be nice to be able to put something like Google Now, or maybe a news-based source of information right there, just to kind of help you keep up on a lot of the different things that you like to keep up on. You know what I'm saying? It just seems like Android kind of gives you more freedom and customization ability to be able to do stuff like that, as opposed to just what Apple basically forces you to do. You know what I mean? And so I just got to say, just your ability to be able to customize your device better on the N1 than you can on your iPhone 11. That's reason number 10. All right. And last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, reason number 11, and we're going to close this thing out. All right. And this is one of the most important aspects about both of these devices. So please pay close attention while I'm getting ready to say what I'm saying. All right. The 11th reason why the Bold N1 can be considered a better device than the iPhone 11. Pricing. Pricing, ladies and gentlemen. Now, everything that I just showed you guys, everything that I just went over and proved through video. Video don't lie. You know what I'm saying? You know, video does not lie. If somebody got you on video doing something, you can deny it till the doggone cows come home. But videos do not lie. Okay? In this video, ain't lied. You know what I'm talking about? The Bold N1 full retail costs $250. Okay? And still right now, if you buy the Bold N1 on Bold's website, you will get an instant $50 rebate, making the Bold N1 $199. $200, ladies and gentlemen. $200 as opposed to the iPhone 11 here, which starts at $699. Now be mindful, $200 for 128 gigs of storage and an SD card slot for memory expansion. $700 for 64 gigs if you include the pre-installed apps, 52 gigs that you're able to access fresh out of the box without an SD card and without the ability to expand your memory. Now, if you want to get the 128 gig iPhone 11, that's going to cost you $749.99. Think about that, ladies and gentlemen. Think about that, Apple fanboys and girls. $200 at the most, $250 for 128 gigs, expandable. $750 for 128 gigs, non-expandable. Houston, we got a problem. I'm talking about, we got a problem. Lord have mercy. That to me just makes the Bold N1 dominate the iPhone 11. Now let's be clear. I think that the iPhone 11 is a great device. I'm really enjoying it. I've decided, ladies and gentlemen, because of the fact that I've never really gone completely balls out when it comes to Apple, right? Like I've had several iPhones, but I can't say that I've just kind of gone all in just to get completely overwhelmed and engulfed in its ecosystem. But it's like I got the iPhone 11. I went and caught myself the new watch. I got my AirPods. I'm getting ready to cop a new iPad. I'm like, you know, I want to just fully immerse myself in this ecosystem to see if it's that complicated to pull away from it, to really try to understand why so many people get sucked into it and they just can't let it go. You know what I mean? So yes, I'm enjoying my iPhone, and let's let the truth be told. Reasons, you know, a couple of reasons where I can think of just off the top where I know the iPhone is really giving the N1 some problems here is that A13 Bionic chipset and the cameras. Now, I don't necessarily want to say that the Bold N1 just can't compete in those areas, because the Bold N1 too has some really nice cameras given the price point, but they're not going to be they're not going to top the offering that we're going to see here on the iPhone 11. But the cameras on the Bold N1 for the average consumer, based on the footage that I've taken with the N1, they're going to be more than acceptable and suitable for the average consumer, whether you're taking still shot images or videos. And stay tuned, because I'm going to have a dedicated camera review that's going to be coming for both of these devices. Hell, I may even just because of the fact that I did this video, I may just compare both of these cameras. Some of you may be like, that's not even a fair comparison, Pristine. But hey, man, it is what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to help you guys save a buck and see how far the gap has been closed between a device because of the price. This is considered, although Bold is considering this to be a flagship phone. A lot of people won't consider this to be a flagship phone because it only costs 200 or 250 or 250 bucks, as opposed to what we're getting here on the iPhone 11, right? When you mention iPhone, you know that that's top quality flagship everything. They're saying that this iPhone 11 is a mid-range. Mid-range? Really? For 700 bucks and up? From 700 bucks and starting, that's mid-range? Those of you that think that this is mid-range, y'all crazy. I'm not saying that to be dissing. I ain't trying to hurt nobody's feelings, but y'all crazy if you think that this is mid-range. 700 bucks, that's flagship territory. And all I'm saying is this $200 or $250 device is getting with this $700 device in a lot of ways. And I just showed them. You know what I mean? So, and another thing that I want to mention too, along with your $200 or your $250, whatever you spend for the Bold N1, another thing about the Bold N1 is that you are getting everything included in the box, ladies and gentlemen. You are getting a case, you are getting a screen protector, you are getting headphones, you are getting the fast 18-watt wall adapter. I mean, you're getting all these things. What are you getting when you get the iPhone 11? I mean, you get a pair of headphones in the box, and a 5-watt garbage lightning adapter. You don't get no case. You don't get no screen protector. You don't get none of that. So, ladies and gentlemen, you can spend $200 at the most, 250 bucks, and you are getting an excellent device and the full meal deal. You're getting everything in the box. One purchase. Everything. Okay? As opposed to the iPhone. You buy the iPhone, you got to go out and buy a case. Now, I will recommend, if you're looking for some really nice cases that are not going to break, cost you an arm and a leg, just go to Amazon, ladies and gentlemen. When you go to these carrier stores or you go to the Apple store, do not be fooled about, I know you want to protect your investment, all that money you just spent on your shiny new device. Here, look, here's a case for you that costs like anywhere from 30 to 50 or 60 bucks, depending on what case it is. And, you need a screen protector because, even though, your iPhone 11 here has that 7000 series glass, you want to protect the screen. And so here's a screen protector that's also going to run you like another 30 or 40 bucks. Ladies and gentlemen, did I mention that the Bold N1 also has Corning Gorilla Glass 5 on the front and the back? And it also has wireless charging? Now, I didn't do my research on that, but the iPhone 11 has 7000 series glass on the front and back with aluminum sandwiched in the middle. I need to Google to see which one is more durable, but I know for a fact that the Bold N1, ladies and gentlemen, has Corning Gorilla Glass 5 on the front and back. You're talking about some of the toughest grade of glass that there is for $199. To me, man, this one's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. You know what I'm saying? And that's all I'm going to say about it. All right? If you like this video, hit that thumbs up button. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to expose yourself to tons of more videos that I'm planning on doing like this one, and to also expose yourself to the vast array of videos like this one that I have already done, ladies and gentlemen. Be sure to hit that notifications bell so that every time Pristine Mobile Tech uploads a video, you will get the notification indicating that Pristine Mobile Tech uploaded something, and you can be one of the first to check out that content. And once you do that, get down in the comment section, which is where I'll be posted up at. And trust me, I'm ready for all the backlash that I may get for this video. But ladies and gentlemen, facts are facts. All this stuff that I just named about these two devices, I ain't make this up. It is what it is. Don't be mad at me. I'm just a messenger. You know what I'm saying? And I understand talking about these phones is like talking about politics. You know what I'm saying? You would think talking about these phones, you would think that we're talking about a Democratic and a Republican debate. You know what I'm saying? You guys wouldn't believe some of the things that the Apple fanboys have said to me when I made references to how I feel as though Android may be better than iOS. Or you wouldn't believe what people, Android fanboys and fangirls had to say to me when I made it seem as though iOS was better than Android. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. Which is why my boys was like, Pristine, are you sure you want to do this video, man? Because you're going to piss off a lot of Apple people. Well, I guess I'm in the pissing off business. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to help you guys save a buck. That's what this thing is all about. So again, much love to all of my subscribers, man. Hey, look, this thing is moving at a tremendous rate. I think a few days ago, my boy called me and he was like, man, congratulations, man. It's documented. You are now well over 1 million views from the first video that you dropped on up to the most recent video that you've done. Excellent job, Pristine. And so I want to thank all of my viewers, all of my subscribers. This reality wouldn't be what it is if not for you guys. You know what I mean? And so, but I'm humble. I'm not just on some, oh, hey, look what I did. We did this together collectively. And there's much higher heights that I'm trying to reach with this thing. So that is it's a good milestone, and I hold it near and dear to my heart. But ladies and gentlemen, I want to take this thing to a whole nother level, and I'm not gonna be able to do that without you guys. So I just want to thank you guys for peeping out my content, rocking with me. I know there's times where I'm not able to upload content as consistently as I would like to just because of my work schedule, full-time dad, 3 kids, a teenager, 2 toddlers, married life, man, you know what I mean? So I have to try to squeeze this in, just in a very busy life. But I love doing this thing, which is why it keeps me motivated. And I want to just continue to get my hands on these phones and do these videos and help lace you guys up as much as possible to help you make an informed decision on what your next smartphone purchase is going to be. So get down in the comments, ladies and gentlemen, and let me know what you guys think about what you saw here in this one. You know what I mean? And please try to keep it clean. Try to keep it clean. I understand that there's people out there that are very adamant about what they believe in and what they feel is best. I get that. And I respect all of you and your opinions. All right. So let's keep it clean in the comments section. And you already know, please stay safe. Get spiritually fit if you haven't already. And if you have gotten spiritually fit, if you have gotten saved, stay saved. Don't backslide. Because Satan is real. You know what I'm saying? And those of us that are close to Christ, we're at a spiritual battle. It's spiritual warfare going on. Satan, he wants to take our souls and destroy it and drag it underneath just like where he is. Don't let that happen. Stay in prayer, stay close to God, and keep it pristine in every aspect of your lives. I'll catch you on the next one. Bold N1, iPhone 11. We out.